Another example of something fairly dramatic that did happen here in the West, Barbara Cummiskey Snyder, doctors had sent her home to die. She had been deteriorating from a very severe form of multiple sclerosis for over 15 years. At this point, her diaphragm didn't work, so she couldn't breathe without being on a machine. She had a hole in her neck for breathing that also she could use to squeak out her voice if they took the breathing tube out. She was blind. She says she was curled up like a pretzel. And one day, after a number of people had prayed for her, there was this prayer that went out on Moody radio station to pray for her. And she didn't even know about it, I think, but one day she heard a voice saying to her, "Rise up and walk." Now, her feet were all curled up. I mean, there was no way she could have stood on the ground, and there was also no way she could have used her muscles to get out of bed. But when she heard that, she didn't have time to stop and think about it. She jumped out of the bed. Then she noticed that she could see her feet flat on the ground. The next thing she noticed was that her hands were no longer curled up. And the next thing she noticed was that she was seeing all this and she was no longer blind. She ran to greet her father, and I consulted the doctor who was her doctor in this, and he verified the story and actually had written it up somewhere as well, which I also read. That was in 1981. She said no recurrence of it since. She's a pastor's wife today.